Cor and John, I think it was a great night for kickboxing. A lot of things happened. How do you assess the night?
How we experienced the night?
Yeah, what did you thought of the evening? How it went?
Well, I think it was an amazing evening, and especially for the sport. You know, I mean, I told it already before to other journalists. Kickboxing was still there, but it was not that great as it was before. And we needed a couple of years to establish this brand, to develop new talent. And I think tonight is a night that we can say that kickboxing is back, you know, as I was used to it. So happy feeling, satisfied.
Yeah.
I think we needed a bigger building. We could have squeezed a few more people in there, but we also could have been in a bigger place. So when and if we put this rematch together, we're going to be in a bigger building. Might have a little more security, but we want to come to a bigger building.
What did you thought when Badr made his entrance? The crowd went nuts, and you saw all the guys jumping on the ring. What went through your head at that moment?
Well, I was impressed with Badr all the way through the fight, all the way through the preparation for the fight. He was a professional. He took his injury like a professional. He looked to see what was coming next. You know, everybody's heard all these stories about Badr, but I think he proved that he is, you know, a great guy and a true professional. And you saw him in the ring, you know, still at the top of his game. So we're excited to see him back in the glory ring again.
I'll tell you what I thought when I saw those people coming toward the ring, because I was staring them right in the eye. I thought, I really need to train at Hemmer's gym. That's what I thought. I may not get out of here alive. Questions? Yeah.
Rico won the fight. Raymond Boyarsky asked, he told in a television show that he wanted to fight the winner. Is that going to happen?
Well, television shows are now, it seems like that are the platform to challenge, but I think we, from talent operations, with our team, we're going to discuss what will be next, you know, so I don't know yet.
But is it an opportunity?
We have enough fighters yet on the ranking, so like I said, we first gonna see what we're gonna do. There is still some people waiting to challenge Rico that are on the contract with Glory. Tonight there was a rematch announced with Badr. We're also gonna look in that opportunity. So Raymond Boyarsky, okay. I heard the rumor, so we also will look into that. But first, there is a lot of other opportunities possible.
Okay, thank you for the amazing evening.
Cor, we've actually got a question coming in from Twitter. Shortly after the fight between Rico and Badr, Gokhan Saki started tweeting saying he wants to come back and challenge Rico for the heavyweight belt.
Well, I'm not surprised about that because he just apped me. So I told him, listen, Saki, we will have we speak each other next week. I mean, Saki and me know each other very well. So I just got the app, so I'm looking at it when I was standing here, and yeah, we're gonna look. Saki has still a contract with Glory, so it's not a surprise that he will come back. It's only the timing and the right opponent. So he's challenging now, not by a television platform, but by my iPhone. So maybe that makes a bigger chance. And he has a contract with Glory, so we're certainly going to look into that.
My question is about Rico Verhoeven. Who is left for him to face? You know, everything he's done, people are always looking at the next fight, and then Badr was the guy that was hanging over him. Has he cleaned the division out?
Well, we have actually a contender winner. I have a little bit of problem, so I have to think about it. We have a contender winner, Ismail Lond, who is waiting to challenge him, and actually he has the right to fight him. So that's a possibility. And then we saw Mr. Jamal Ben Sadek winning the #2 of the ranking. So give those guys a little bit time, and I think yeah, very soon we will have a new really interesting opponent for Rico. You know.
And second question, we had some amazing fights tonight. Have you given any thought yet to your fight night bonuses?
Normally we did it together, but since the last event, we actually liked the interaction with the fans. So it's to be decided by the fans. So it's not in our hands anymore. I think that's the most fair thing. So the fans have Ethan, if I'm right, it's 48 hours to react. Ethan, they have 48 hours. Yeah, yeah. So let them react. I mean, it's up to the fans who is the fighter of the night and what is the situation about that, you know. And we just gonna listen and gonna look.
Could be one of the girls.
Yeah. Who was it for you? The fight of the night. Yeah. What do you think? Listen. We normally have in the Glorious Superfight series we have a world title fight, and but we also wanted the fight of Nicky Holske. That was to be expected, an amazing fight. We want to have that also in the collision part. So we had a little bit of problem about having the last what should be the main event of the Glorious Superfight series. So I discussed with Raymond. He's my partner in the talent operations, and we said maybe it's an amazing idea to give the fight to Dut and Ilunga, because those guys always are spectacular fighting, and I think we did a great job, and we had a great main event for the Glorious Superfight series. And for me, but who am I, man? But that was for my opinion the fight of the night. Yeah, and then qua publicity, it was of course Rico versus Badr.
Question back here, right here. Go ahead.
Which talent did surprise you the most, Cor, tonight?
Quick in my head, Dylan Salvador, actually. I think the French fighters did well, actually, tonight. It's a pity that Amal Debbie lost, but it's very good that Tiffany Versoest won, so nothing wrong about that. But we had great performances from the French fighters, and I think Dylan Salvador, who's actually a guy coming out of the 67-kilo division. We scouted him, and we wanted him already for a long time, but he had other obligations. He was available to participate in the contender, fighting in the first place Anatoly Moisev, which is a strong and very good fighter. So I really didn't expect. I really wanted to see how he would perform against a strong guy like that. He did very well. I was surprised by him, and then he win the whole thing. So. Yeah, my applause for Dylan Salvador. He surprised me. You know, I was expecting that we contracted a good fighter, but he still have to prove himself on a big platform like this with strong opponents, and he did his job.
Yeah, I've noticed that there are a lot of European fighters fighting on your fight cards. Can we expect more in the lighter divisions Chinese fighters, and due to your visit in Asia?
Well, if you're well informed, this is an open door, because we're going to launch Glory in 2017 in China. So I've been there a couple of weeks for scouting. There is so much talent that you cannot imagine what I've seen there. So yeah, for sure, we will. I think in 2017, early 2017, you will see Chinese fighters. Tonight we did a Chinese performance, a tiny show about the Shaolin. Just to give an idea that we are coming, just for the Chinese public. But yeah, you will see Chinese fighters coming up, and it's in the weight divisions like 65 kilo, 70 kilo, 77. They will come.
Question for John. Marketing-wise, you as a true marketing guy, how did you do a lot for this event? Or was this just sit back, lay back?
There's some marketing that is contrived, and there's some marketing that's organic. And I would have to put this one on the organic side. You know, the fight itself, Rico versus Badr, attracted the attention of the world. Bringing women in, you know, after the UFC did that, if you look at what they did to build their brand, we had great women tonight. We had exciting fighters like Nicky Holtzkin. We had a couple of French fighters. So really, to build a global combat league, we had people from all over the world. We've got an American champion. We've got a French champion. So I think the marketing is core, and it's real, and it's organic, and you know, the fight and the league is speaking for itself right now.
I've got many apps from friends in Dutch bars and cafes saying that they all were watching this event live from the bar. What were the UFC TV numbers, or do you already have the UFC TV numbers?
We don't have the UFC TV numbers yet, but I did get a couple of texts from guys at UFC that said, "Hey, you guys killed it. It was a great night." So we're excited to see where we landed at the end of the day. But it was a great promotion because the event was sold out. So that's a great first step. Fantastic crowd. Second step was we were on free-to-air TV all over the world in many areas, many regions, many countries. And then in all the places where we didn't have free-to-air TV, we filled it in with the UFC, with our partner UFC. So basically this fight was available anywhere in the world where, human communication could reach one another. This fight was available. So, we really spanned the globe, and we're pretty excited about that.
So what's the next step? International Space Center?
Next step is Mars, and then the universe, and Venus. We're going to,
All right, good luck with that.
The men are from Mars, the women are from Venus, and we're going to expand to the universe.
We have another question here.
Hi, Cor. I want thanks for your event and congratulate for your incredible event. I want to know because the Glory is the biggest event in the world in K1, and Chingiz Alasov wins every fight by KO in these years. I want to know why he don't fight to Glory, but I remember the last year, Chingiz Alasov.
Huh?
Chingiz Alasov.
Chingiz Alasov.
Chingiz Alasov. Chingiz Alasov. I was in contact with his manager, and we are on speaking terms, let me say that, but he has also other obligations. So there are a number of events that we can organize, and there are a lot of fighters who want to be part of it. So I'm happy to announce that in 2017 we will have 8 more events than we have the last year. So we will go from 10 to 18 events. There will be more possibilities for new fighters, and he is on my list. So I'm in contact with his management. I cannot say if it is yes or no, but I mean we have him in the picture.
Cor and John over here. Picking up what Cor said, you said that this event has been a build, culmination of over here, a build, a culmination of so many things in Glory. Rico Verhoeven obviously entering there, but this has been a build and a culmination for so many years for Glory to put on an event this big, this huge. The world was talking about it. Obviously, there is a potential there for the Rico Verhoeven Badr rematch. But what's the thought process about trying to put on an event as big as this and to top this going forward, because it was just so huge?
Well, you can't always get bigger and bigger. So we're getting bigger in some ways. We're going to Los Angeles next. We'll be at LA Live, which bills itself as the entertainment capital of the world. After that, we go to the Sears Center in Chicago. So we're playing big arenas. We're playing entertainment capitals of the world. So we're really building strength to strength for the Glory brand. So this was obviously a huge tentpole event. We plan on many more tentpole events in the future. We're not stopping now. We're moving. We're growing. And as Cor said, we're going from 10 events last year to 18 events this year for 2017. This was the culmination of 2016. And 2017 will be bigger and better.
Question for John. It's about the UFC relationship. Like, a lot of people know that the UFC has always been just about the UFC. You know, they've never done co-promotions and so on. What is it that made them sit down with Glory Kickboxing and say, we will co-promote this pay-per-view?
I think the UFC recognizes us as the top kickboxing brand in the world, just like we recognize them as the top MMA brand in the world. So for us to work together is totally appropriate. They've got some things going on that we, could take advantage of. We've got some things going on that they could take advantage of. So it's been a great partnership for the last year, and we want to continue that partnership with the UFC. I think they're excited about us. We're excited about them. They sent us a lot of great texts tonight when we said, hey, we're going to go over on time. We got a note from UFC that said, hey, we're sticking with you forever. And I didn't think they meant forever in terms of time and space. I think they just meant tonight till the fight ended. But I like seeing a text from the UFC that said, we're with you forever. So that was pretty nice.
Do you think there's any possibility that you know, if the UFC had fighters who wanted to test themselves under Glory rules, or you know, Glory had fighters who also compete in mixed martial arts, that maybe you could see some crossovers?
Yeah, I wouldn't rule anything out. You know, they've got their contracts, we've got our contracts, but we talk to them every day. So, you know, I can't say there's anything in the works, but, you know, I never rule anything out. You never know what happens in the future. You know, it's the one thing you know is you never say never.